what's up guys, it's Arcus here. Today I want to talk about game sense. Now, before we get into the video, I say apologise, but like, I don't mean to offend these players. This may have been a one-off, this may be how they regularly play, I don't know. I'm just using their gameplay as an example, and if there are any negative comments towards them, I will delete them. And if they see this video and want me to take it down, I'm happy to do that. So, game sense. Now, there's game sense for both Hunter and Survivor, and what it essentially is like your skill and ability can take you so far as a player, and then your game sense can take you that extra bit further. So for Survivor, it's sort of like kiting not near other ciphers that people are working on, looking behind you, knowing the direction the hunter's going, thinking about mind games, etc. And for Hunter, it's sort of understanding if you don't see any ciphers wiggling, where you think people might be healing, where you think people are hiding, which direction the rescue is going to be coming from, you know, that sort of stuff. And like for example, if I played Bomb on my camped and I just face camped the whole time, I'd likely to get a draw. But if I could understand where the Merc, for example, is coming from and cut him off early, then I've got a higher chance of winning. So it's that sort of thing. Now this game was an example of some fairly poor Survivor game sense. I'm fairly sure the Enchantress wasn't looking behind her when she was kiting, because when she brought me to that bridge section just there by moving carousel, I was able to cut off a massive amount of the route she took by just walking diagonally across, and she went up and round. So, yeah. And here's another thing. This is just lack of communication here, because Seer goes for rescue, I hit him, and then he has to move out of there because Gravekeeper went for rescue. And on communication, you should know that, well, actually, not even on communication, you should know that Gravekeeper goes for rescue. So Enchantress loops me here. She does an alright job, but I tentacle her to block her going round. She stuns me, put on tentacle here, she stuns me again, and I then hit her through the pallet. So I mean, yeah, I can't really criticise her kiting there. Like, she did as best as she could. She could have looped round the pallet on either side to avoid getting hit there, but that's mind games. That's not her fault entirely. Anyway, so next rescue comes, and it's Priestess. Now, it doesn't matter what tentacle I use, if I use it as a curse or as a regular tentacle, I can't hit immediately after I use the tentacle, so you've got to go for that rescue instantly. Which was her downfall here, because I hit her here, she takes too long to go for the rescue, and I get the Terror Shock. So I take down the portals, and Seer was already coming in for the actually, I think he might have been on that cipher. But he was coming in for the next rescue, and I think he had tied. But he had to go for it because she was low, and I went for the hit with carrying the Survivor, and then I Terror Shocked him. So, yeah. That's not necessarily down to Survivor game sense, that bit there. That's just me playing well. Now, we'll get more into it as we go along here. But there's an exchange of thank yous from Priestess and Seer. I think I put Seer on this chair, the original chair I put Enchantress on. Pop him on this chair. You can see Grave is sort of like hovering between portals, and he ends up coming for the rescue. Now, watch this here. So, he comes to this rescue. Actually, no, it's not this rescue, it's a bit later. But I hit him here, and the Grave, having already used his tide, then goes for the next rescue. I ignore the Seer because I want to block out the Priestess. I hit the Grave. He's going in for rescue, but I think I'm running 2 into Berserker. So I put a tentacle there, and he backs off. And then I curse him for some reason, but I didn't need to, so I just hit him. And at this point, I'm not too sure where Seer is. But I actually know Seer's other side of bridge, so we let Priestess die. And I put Grave back on the other chair the Seer was just on. And so I'm looking around for the Seer after this, and I use my tentacles to search for him. And he loops me around bridge, as in like the barriers around the bridge, like this whole loop here. And I tried cursing him from afar, I couldn't get the curse off. I think I could get it off on the corners, but I couldn't get it off lengthwise. So I'm following him around. Bear in mind, I could switch to teleport at this point, but I just haven't. I don't think I was actually thinking that in game though. So I don't think I get the curse off him. I don't think I get the curse off on him there. I get the curse now. Put a tentacle forward. And look, he runs straight into that tentacle. I don't know where he was looking, but that's... No, there were many options he could have taken not to run into that. And that's sort of the poor Survivor game sense I'm talking about. I'll find a game where I do have some poor Hunter game sense, and I'll show you guys that. But yeah, so I end up getting both of them down. Put Grave on chair, and then I have to look for Seer. So the idea of this is that I've played with survivors before. They're good players, and they just have some really poor game sense. So it's actually very frustrating when your teammate just doesn't have game sense. And I guess I could try and do a guide as to how to get more game sense, but see what people think. Anyway, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed.